In the great, wide savanna, the sun was king. It painted the grasslands in colors of gold and bright orange. Tall acacia trees stood like lonely giants, their branches reaching for the endless blue sky. Life here was simple, but it was also very hard. A single rule governed every creature, from the tiniest cricket to the mightiest elephant. The strong ruled, and the weak had to be clever. Every day was a test. The lions were the true lords of this land. Their roars were like thunder, a sound that made the very ground shake with respect and fear. One of the smallest creatures was a rabbit named Pip. He had soft brown fur and long ears that twitched at every sound. Pip was not strong, but he was very smart and very fast. He lived in a cozy burrow hidden beneath the roots of an old baobab tree. One afternoon, a great stillness fell over the savanna. The usual sounds of birds and insects went quiet. A terrible roar had echoed earlier, but it was not a roar of power. It was a roar of pain, sharp and desperate. The law of the savanna was clear: stay away from a wounded predator. They were even more dangerous when they were hurt. But Pip's heart was full of a strange and daring curiosity. Pip hopped cautiously toward the rocky gorge. He peeked over a large boulder and saw a sight that made him freeze. There, lying in the shade of the canyon wall, was Leo, the most powerful lion in the entire savanna. But now, he looked anything but mighty. A deep gash ran along his leg, dark and angry. Leo's breaths were ragged and shallow. A low groan escaped his throat. Taking a deep breath, Pip did the bravest thing he had ever done. He stepped out from behind the rock. The lion's head lifted slowly, his amber eyes narrowing with suspicion and surprise.
Great Leo, I see you are hurt. I am small, but I know the secrets of the earth. I know of a special herb that can heal your wound and make you strong again.
The lion watched him, his massive head cocked to one side. He did not understand. Why would this small meal offer to help him?
I will help you, but I ask for a promise in return. If I guide you to the healing herb and your strength returns, you must promise to never again use your power to harm the weak and defenseless animals of this savanna. You must rule with kindness, not fear.
Leo was stunned into silence. A deal? With a rabbit? It was unthinkable. Yet the pain in his leg was a fire that burned away his pride. He looked at the earnest little rabbit and then at his own helpless state. With a slow, reluctant nod, the lion agreed to the daring bargain. The herb Pip spoke of was the sun petal, a rare flower that grew only on the highest peak of the Whispering Mountains. The journey would be long and full of danger, especially for a tiny rabbit and an injured lion. Their first challenge was simply to move. Leo tried to stand, his leg buckled under his weight.
Lean on me.
He placed some weight on the rabbit's back. Pip did not crumble. They moved slowly, a strange pair across the plains. Pip guided them down hidden small animal paths, avoiding open spaces where they'd be easily seen. One night, a pack of hyenas, drawn by the scent of Leo's wound, began to circle their camp. As the hyenas crept closer, Pip started thumping his hind legs, loud rhythmic drumming. The noise confused the predators. While they faltered, Leo let out a low growl. The hyenas decided it wasn't worth the risk and slunk away. At one point, a narrow ledge was blocked by a large fallen log. It was too big for Leo to climb over with his injured leg. Pip found a small opening underneath and began to dig furiously at the soft earth. For hours, Pip dug and scraped, never once stopping to rest.
Your size does not measure your spirit, little one.
They finally reached the peak, just as the sun began to rise. There, nestled between two rocks, was a single glowing flower, the sun petal. As the lion chewed the magical herb, a warm, soothing energy spread through his body. The pain in his leg faded, and he felt his strength returning. He let out a roar, not of dominance, but one of joyful gratitude that echoed through the mountains. Leo kept his promise. He returned to the savanna not as a tyrant, but as a true king. He protected the smaller animals from other predators and ensured that everyone had enough to eat. He taught the other lions that there was more to power than just brute force. There was also honor and compassion. The savanna began to change. Fear was replaced by respect. The law of the strong was rewritten to include the law of the kind, a community of animals living harmoniously under wise leadership. And often, sitting beside the great lion as he watched over his kingdom, was a small rabbit, a friend who had proven that even the biggest heart can be changed by the smallest act of trust. In this new Savannah, strength and kindness walked hand in hand. And the greatest lesson of all was learned, that true power comes not from fear, but from the courage to show mercy and the wisdom to choose kindness.